Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, we have the turn back, and we shall of course continue now with the Marianas campaign. Now, we did have some good success in the last turn. It's quite nice. We did destroy the I-10, and yeah, we are nearing the Marianas. We should only be about a day out now. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the actual turn results and see what occurred during the night, and of course in the day. But of course, we are nearing Pagan. We're only a few days out from Pagan, really. I mean, the landing forces will take longer, but the actual carriers will be there shortly. 2 days, more than likely, before we can start engaging with the Japanese around the Marianas. We have been dealing with the Japanese submarines here. With actually a fair amount of success. We only received 1 torpedo strike against one of our destroyers, but she was able to make it to port, and she shall be fine. She'll be repaired. I think, yeah, we did have a collision between an APA and an AKA, I believe it was, during in one of the actual landing forces. There we go, so you can see our destroyers emerging then with the new force moving out from Pearl Harbor. Incredible to think, isn't it, that we really do not have to maintain much in the way of security around Pearl Harbor due to the fact of just how diminished the Japanese Empire is at this time. Sounds like another submarine has just sank there, actually. Definitely heard some sounds indicating a submarine sinking, so that's rather intriguing then. That may have been the one that we damaged quite heavily then. But that's very good news, very good news. As we don't see anything during the night, now during the day, what do we see here? Some clouds over Paganda. Right, RO67. I believe we've had entanglements with her before. See, the good news is we continue to pile up the damage on these submarines. Yeah, there we go. That's a big hit there. That's what we like to see. Yep, another one there. She's pretty much doomed at this point here. Oh, most definitely. The good news as well is it's not just the destroyers, destroyer escorts, it's of course the actual aircraft that continue. Yep, she's on the surface now. Oh, there we go. Debris float to the surface in the area attack. So there we go. That is good night to the RO67. We have RO64. Let's see if the same fate befalls her. Our forces have been doing very well lately. Very, very well. Now, we did see some hits on the RO68. Was it 68? I think it was RO68. I can't. I think was it RO68 that we just sank. We did hit one of the RO submarines last turn twice with our aircraft. So was it the 64 or was it the 68? Can't remember now at this moment in time. Definitely one of them. We did hear something sink down around this area, so that's rather intriguing. We did of course see another Japanese submarine moving west, so that could have very well been her. Come on, let's get a solid hit here. That's what I want to personally see. Okay. Ah, no, we regained back contact once again. Okay, there we go. 8 hits on her. Obviously not massively damaging hits, but obviously it's going to build up now. Okay, so he's flying H6K Mavises, that's interesting. And we'll have to go ahead and take a look at the state of our submarines over there. Ah, there we go, C6M1s. Yep, there we go. We are nearing now the Marianas. Only a single day out now. I wish you had landing forces were the same distance, but that's fine. They do take their time to move, but they are moving with a large body of men, large body of equipment. I do think taking Pagan is probably the best move we can make. If I can take the island in a short amount of time, by committing maximum effort to that, it will give me an airfield over there from which I can just pour in air power, which is going to make a massive, considerable difference. Sorry, especially being able to have like the B-24s there. I mean, there's no issue of range there, but I'll be able to place down a heavy amount of payload, but also be able to just reconnoiter the area with Marianas and just other patrol craft of that nature. It would definitely help us out in any sort of fleet battles to come, so that'd be quite nice. So go ahead and take a look at the turn. There we go. Minor problems, major solutions, turn 10. I believe this would be turn 11? It's either turn 10 or turn 11. I always forget which one it is now. Terrible of this, I know. Absolutely terrible. Okay. Operations report then. So, Japanese torpedo bomber near truck. That's interesting. That must be the C6N1. Yeah, that'll be the C6N1. Yeah, RO600 report has been sunk. Interesting. Not showing anything, but we did sink something. I'm pretty sure that we sank two Japanese submarines. But as you can see, he still has a submarine over here, but the thing is we're not moving anything in this area anymore. Still some over here. Okay. We'll have them fallen out of the direct path. The threat is definitely diminishing now, which is good news. So we do see submarines over this way. So he's aware of this movement. My mouse has been a little bit weird again. I tell you, for such a nice and expensive mouse, it just bloody hardly works sometimes. Okay. He does have some detection over us. Yeah, the Gambia Bay moving in there to close the distance. There we go. Yeah, so we'll bypass his forces over here shortly then. Okay. So you see the carriers. Yeah, we'll be within range within the day, really. Let's take a look at our actual aircraft and their ranges. So the Hellcats, their range is about 7 there. Obviously, with the drop tanks, I could extend that. So extended range is 10, normal radius becomes 8. So it's 7 at the moment. And 7 being that extended range. But, of course, it doesn't particularly matter for the fighters. As, yeah, they're not really intended to be dropping bombs, are they? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the state of our submarines, then. Growl has reduced the flooding there a little bit. Angler still off. Over here, she has taken a fair little bit of damage. She does still have armament, though. I'm going to keep it on station for the time being. Yep, the additional submarines are closing in now, which is very good news. So, by the time that the actual carriers arrive, we are going to see a very large influx of submarines too. So you can see that 62 fighters here, 66 bombers, 19 auxiliary. 19 fighters, 20 bombers, 19 auxiliary. 14 auxiliary over here. We do see 8 bombers over here. So it looks like, I'd imagine... Yeah, I can imagine that he's got most of his aircraft over here at Iwo Jima and Peleliu. Maybe Babal Dwarf as well. So it looks like he's keeping his aircraft in these rear bases, actually. Which makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, I'm going to reduce the amount of rest and increase the amount of combat air patrol. Place them with the drop tanks. So set all carrier fighters in the hex. Well, I'm going to lower that altitude there, let's see. Yeah, 15,000. Lower that on 3 squadrons. The reason is I want to have a bit of a varied combat air patrol there. Plenty of Hellcats. There we go. Okay, so it is interesting to see then what he is doing here. I think what we'll want to do then on our first approach to the islands is I want to get a measure of his actual forces here. So, I'm not going to actively engage him as of yet. He's aware... Yeah, he's definitely aware of his task force over here, so task force 42 he's now aware of. So he will be moving submarines in this area than I can imagine. Now, of course, I could be, let's see, range would be 10 hexes over here. What I'm going to do is cancel that destination there. I'm going to set them a patrol for over here to the north. Now, how many hexes is that from Pagan? That is 9 hexes, 11... 12, 14. Okay, what I want to do here then, what is the distance here between us and Guam? So that's 15 hexes. Okay. I'm going to move straight like this and then in. The reason being... ideally he'll lose track of the actual carriers. I don't want to engage with him quite yet. Soon, but not yet. I want to come in at a better angle. I want to basically come in such a way that I'm only going to... Yeah, I want to come in such a fashion, maybe even further north, but I want to only engage with the aircraft from Pagan and ideally leave these aircraft out of the range. Well, of course, you could always have the combat air patrol over Pagan, so it's one of those, isn't it, really, where damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if we can still be without the threat of reprisal, that'd be nice. Okay. About a hex or two apart there. Yeah, about a hex there. So what I'm going to be looking at doing, actually, I'm going to have them close the distance even more so. Okay, so from this distance we are 14 hexes. Now, do we have aircraft capable of that distance? The SPD-5 Dauntless, really our principal method for striking. Yeah, she has range around about 9 hexes. I can imagine. Well, to be fair, at the moment they're in ASW patrols, aren't they? Which is fine. We can keep that up for the time being. But I am going to actually put some rest on them. So I'm going to place 20% rest on these squadrons for the time being. So all dive bombers will have some rest now as well. The TBF-1 Avenger currently doing the same, so we'll enact the same. They do have the same range there. Yeah. So of course they're either carrying the 22-inch Mark 13 torpedo, air launch torpedo, or two 500-pound bombs. So basically equivalent to an SPD Dauntless, really, with 1,000 pounds. Okay, all torpedo bombs will do the same. Also, they are operating at that increased range. Now, I might, I think we'll bring this down to 9 just to reduce the amount of fatigue on the aircraft, which is built-in. You're operating at normal distance, okay. Yeah, you can see the difference there in the fatigue level. Our forces are a couple, yeah, I'm going to say a couple days out, maybe a week out, 2 weeks out probably. Not too far distance, really. Not too far distant. So, I'm going to say the next turn we will be engaged with the enemy. Though I do want to try and dictate how the engagement takes place. I also do want to shake off that detection. If I do shake off the detection he has over our own carriers, it is going to make it far easier on us. Likely means far less in the way of reprisal attacks. But indeed, we want to come in at this at the right angle. I don't want to give him away the fact that I'm going to be chasing for Pagan. So it might be we do not actually attack Pagan's airfield as such, but what I want to do here then is basically run sweeping patrols over these islands. Now, the interesting thing is we're probably going to see him moving his fighters and bombers to the islands, perhaps. Or he might hold his nerve. I feel like he might hold his nerve. He's a crafty bugger. Okay, what I'm going to do here then is form new patrols. Form them into pairs. Probably easiest just to set them up beforehand. Now, due to the sheer weight of numbers, and of course the aircraft I'm going to have overhead soon, I'm going to take them on risky patrols, the reason being I want to just flood the area. I do not want to see any Japanese craft heading out here to engage the carriers. They're all set to their home port anyway, so we are okay there. I'm going to have 4 of them sent to Iwo Jima. Obviously, we'll divide that when it arrives at Iwo Jima. But I want to cover this island. That's fine. Now we'll have them run the other way. Now concentrate the rest on this side of the island. And these guys shall operate a little bit further out as well. The reason being I want to have some patrols further out here just to try and isolate the island. What a name for a submarine, bang. That's a brilliant name. The USS Bang. I'll have one run the opposite direction now. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. Yeah, so as you can see, there is a heavy amount of patrols in this area here. I don't expect to pick anything up in the time being, but I want to have them there so that when the combined fleet does arrive, I don't know how they're going to react. I don't know. I think patrols further out like that probably be the best idea. It depends really. Is he going to near the island? He'll operate on the other side of the island, so it might be best for us to... And what I'm envisioning here is we take Pagan and then we begin to operate on this side of the Philippine Sea. Though in some... I don't know, it depends really. Do I operate there because I'm between Peleliu, Iwo Jima? I don't know, potentially best to operate in this area. It depends really. It doesn't make a large difference, but it does make a discernible difference, as we will be nearer to other Japanese land-based airfields. Obviously the carriers will be coming. It'll be interesting to see if we... I'd love to see the Yamato in action. That'd be interesting. But obviously I don't want to be on the receiving end of her guns. But it will be interesting to see her fight for her survival. Indeed, the combined fleet is on the way, but they're not going to be able to do a thing. It's a very difficult circumstance for the actual Japanese to achieve a victory here. But hopefully we'll be able to do that. Okay. Is he even aware of these? I do not believe so. So take a look at our signal intelligence. Yeah, okay. Peleliu, Iwo Jima, Peleliu. Indeed. I'd like these two to patrol around the island of Truk. I'd like these destroyers to return to Niwatok. Okay, so we are loading the fuel over here. So I do see the data. And Pollock. Again, they'll patrol around Truk. I don't imagine he'll have anything there, but it is... it's worthwhile making sure he can't move anything in between the islands. Right, return to replenish. Return to replenish. Moving north. As far as it goes, I'll have them return as well. I am looking towards actually using them for the raiding once more. I do wonder what his success rate could be against destroyers. I don't imagine it's great. I mean, these guys do have a formidable amount of AA on their own. Maneuverability is very good. They're fairly durable. The thing is, they're actually armoured. The fact that they're actually armoured makes a tremendous difference here. The Fletcher is such a remarkable class of destroyer. And the fact is they have the AA, the radar. They're very capable of looking after themselves. Very fast. Very, very able. The fact that they have armor makes them pretty tough. We'll go ahead and take a look at our ships then. Yeah, so you can see the Bennett over here. I believe she was the one to receive, yeah, she was hit by a 53cm Type 89 torpedo, and she's looking at 4 days left now. The rate at which we can turn over these repairs is incredible. She's over here at Quadrillion. So take a look then. So, ships under anchor, we'll take a look at ships under repair. She's in readiness mode here, so what I can do then is... Let's see. Now the issue, she does have major damage. So I don't think she can actually be repaired here, actually. No, she can't. She can be stabilized, but she can't be repaired here. So she'd have to make her way back to Pearl Harbor, actually. She should be able to make that trip now. I do have a destroyer tender here, but I don't know if she can repair the, that's a very large ship. I don't know if she can actually repair that damage. Right. Yeah, it's only PSI. There's no point standing her down, it's not worth it. She needs to go ahead and return to Pearl. She can still make 33 knots though, so she's more than capable of surviving the trip. In the end, the crew came off quite lucky there. Could have easily gotten far, far worse. Yeah, not bad many actual attack craft railers, predominantly fighters, but that's okay. So our forces have made their way now from the port, which is good to see. So we'll fold these destroyers in as well. Hard to argue with that many destroyers. It's just a profoundly effective escort. There we go. Yep, so we have our orders there, and we are good to go. So we're going to see a lot more activity around here. So I'm going to say basically the turn or the turn after, the next turn of the turn after, we will have the engagement in the air. But I do want to make sure that I come in good order. I don't want to just be engaged with all the islands at once, basically. I mean, it's going to happen, but I want to make sure I'm in control of that situation to the best degree. And the amount of moonlight here looks to be increasing. We're currently at 85%. I don't recall what it was last turn. It might have been about 83 or 84. I can't remember at this moment in time. But obviously with increased moonlight, obviously increases the chances of detection of enemy submarines. But obviously also increases their success rate as well. So, yeah, the good comes with the bad comes with the good, really. So we'll have to take it as we go. But at least it will improve our chances of actually detecting enemy shipping at night as well. So it should be quite nice. We should do quite well. And I'd like to say a big thank you here, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. It has been quite the pleasure, as always. So there we go, turn 11. That's the turn. So, until next time, thank you and goodbye.